So polarization is simply a measure of how different we are from each other, or how different we believe we are from each other. And if you dig into that question, you get into this very interesting question of like, well, who is each other, right? And so what it is giving us our sense of what we believe, what people like us believe, what the other side or other sides believes really matters. And when that thing was, say, newspapers and the nightly news, that's like a lot of comments from people at very high levels of political power, right? They're sort of chosen by parties or consensus figures within their parties at the very least, or were at one point. And so you get this kind of more open, tuned at the middle kind of communication. When that moves to what is working in high engagement social media platforms, when it becomes about what Matt Gaetz is saying, and what kind of whoever is dominating there is saying, you get a very different idea of who the other side is. And that may not be who they are, but if that's who you're seeing, that is who they are to you. And then you respond in kind because it's a larger threat to you, and you get this sort of like repulsion effect. The other thing I would say, which, I don't know, are other people here like strange dead-ender Marshall McLuhan fans the way I am? Anybody? We are very different in different places. I don't believe in the idea of a stable self. I don't believe about it just in life, but I really don't believe it in communication. And you may have had this experience, but I have it a lot, where I will invite somebody onto my show, onto my podcast, who has very, like, what I would think of as either very negative towards me opinions or just very, like, negative opinions generally. And I'll know those opinions from social media or something like that, and then they'll get on the show and be in human communication with me, and they can't say to me what it is they've been saying in so many other places. Like, it's actually too physically uncomfortable. What is totally fine when you're typing on your keyboard, when you're sitting there with another human being, is intolerable inside yourself. And no one of those people is a real one. The more open-minded person I get on the show is not more real than the keyboard warrior. But the problem is that if you begin to have a politics built around keyboard warriors, you begin to have a politics built around that sense of self. And this is something I'll throw back to you. The thing that I've seen a lot in politics, and that worries me so much about the way we communicate in it, is that I watch people become more like their political communication styles over time. This idea that, like, it's not a stable self, but it becomes more yourself. You have to, if you've been attacked for it, you have to defend it. You sort of dig in, right? That there is a way, and I watch this, I feel like, happen in Congress, that as they were all competing for cable news slots and followers on social media and attention, they became more those people and not the people you would kind of hear about, or have seen them be before. And so, like, I think that's a question that I have and that I worry about, that how does the way we talk to each other in politics now change us? I don't just mean change our politics, but actually change who we are to each other, or who we are alone in ourselves.